Hey everyone, this is Lewis here with Enough with Debt. Today we're going to talk about 6 steps that you can use to jumpstart your emergency fund. So stay tuned. Welcome back everyone. Okay, so we're going to talk about 6 easy steps that you can do to help jumpstart your emergency fund. I get it. I know starting an emergency fund can be intimidating. It can be overwhelming, especially if you've never done it. It can be a daunting task to get started. So we're going to talk about 6 simple steps that you can take to help jumpstart that. If you stay to the end, I will have a surprise for you guys or a handout that you guys can take to download to help get your emergency fund started. Okay, so step 1 for jumpstarting your emergency fund. Just take it day by day. Like you don't have to try to do it all in one big jump. You don't have to just, go cold turkey and get started. The main thing is that you get started. And it doesn't matter, if you're great. I mean, if you have the funds and resources to get started and throw a big chunk to get your emergency fund rolling, by any means, go ahead and do that. But I know for most people, it's gonna be something that you wanna take day by day. So the main thing is that you get started. So it doesn't matter if you're donating, you're putting $2 to $3 into your emergency fund a day, if you're doing $50 a month, whatever it is, get started. Get in the practice, get in the habit of putting money into your emergency fund. Something that I do that really helps me. When I get paid, I used to do my budget by the month. So you can do the same thing if you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, however you get paid. I always take my savings and my emergency fund out from the beginning. So that way I'm not tempted to put that money elsewhere or spend it elsewhere. So take it day by day. Okay, so step 2. So step 2 is take something that you're already doing and cut it out. That can be, if you are, buying lunch every day during the week, cut it out to 1 day or 2 days a week. And then that money that you were gonna spend, you can take that and apply towards your emergency fund. Same thing, cable. You can cut your cable bill out. You get coffee from Starbucks, something like that. You can take it and cut it. Even if you're driving to work, maybe you carpool a few days, but take something that you're currently doing, a behavior that you're currently doing, and cut it. And you can take whatever you were doing towards that behavior and apply that towards your emergency fund. Now, if you're going over your budget, then obviously you want to get your budget lined out first and take care of your utilities and bills and stuff first of all. But if you have everything good, your budget is sound, everything is budgeted, you're in the black every month, take something that you're currently doing, cut that, and apply that towards your emergency fund. Step 3, make it simple. Make it easy on yourself. What I mean by this is if you currently have, like I talked about earlier, in step 1, I usually do it at the beginning of the month or the beginning of my budget. First thing I take out is savings. So the ways that you can do that is if you have, most banks allow you to, set it up where you can automate something to transfer out every paycheck or every day of every couple of weeks, whatever day you want to set it for the month. Say if you want to do it on the 15th of the month, you want it to have $50 go towards your savings account. It automatically takes it and transfers it over. So easy things that you can do right there to take your thinking out of the process, eliminate any barriers, and automate it and make it simple for yourself. Step number 4, don't let debt or other bills get in the way. So I know you're gonna be interested in if you have high interest credit cards, you're excited about doing your budget, you're trying to do all this math stuff. Make sure that you don't let your debt get in the way from saving for your emergency fund. At least get 500 to 1,000 saved up. I recommend going a little bit higher, whatever you're comfortable with. I did it a little bit higher when I did my emergency fund, but whatever you're comfortable with, make sure that you have that emergency fund in place because it's gonna be important. If something comes up, an emergency happens, life's gonna happen. So you wanna make sure that you have that padding and that emergency fund in place so if those things do come up or something does happen, you don't get derailed from paying off your debt. Step 5, keep the funds accessible, but not easily accessible. So for instance, if you have your emergency fund and savings account, don't have it in the same savings account as your main bank account or your main checking account. put it in another bank. Put it in a bank where if you need to withdraw those funds out or take them out, you have to go to the bank to pick them up or withdraw them. So make sure that it's easily accessible if an emergency does come up and you have it, but it's some barriers in place that makes you think about it, and it's kind of a pain for you to have to go do it, or not really a pain, just a hassle for you to get it. It's not as easy as you looking into your checking account and boom, in a few seconds you can transfer your emergency fund over and go spend it. So just make sure you put some barriers in place to where it's not easily accessible. If you want to just have it in a cash envelope to where you have it hidden somewhere, you can do that too. So whatever ideas, you guys get the point. Just make sure that you're not tempted to spend it, and it's not very easy for you to spend that. Number 6. So after you've been saving for a while, you're in the habit of doing it, you're automating it, you got your budget down, challenge yourself. Don't stop there, increase it. So if you have a goal, of trying to get to 1,000 or 3,000, whatever you set that at, whatever rate you're saving. If you're saving $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever, see if you can cut more, see if you can increase your savings. You develop that behavior, you're in a pattern of doing it, you've done it for a while, you prove to yourself that you can do it. So go ahead and up the stakes a little bit, and go ahead and knock out the savings goal. That way you can get a fully funded emergency fund, and you can focus solely on your debt. And if something comes up while you're paying off your debt, you have that emergency fund to fall back on, and you don't have to take away from you paying off your debt. Anyway, those are 6 easy steps that you can do to help jumpstart your emergency fund. If you guys have any questions or have some things that I may have missed that you're doing, that you've done to help start your emergency fund, please drop a comment in the description below. If it's your first time watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I love to have you here. I'm doing 2 videos a week now. I'm stepping up my video output a lot. So make sure you subscribe, and if you are subscribed, click the little bell to make sure you get notified when I come out with a new video. See you guys on the next video.